Hi friends, this is Donzella from Edmund's Donzella Cooks, and today I'll be making an easy Beanie Weenie cheesy hot dog meal. It's a comfort food made with simple ingredients. In just a few minutes, you can have a budget-friendly, beginner-friendly, fulfilling recipe that your family will love. Today I'll be using some hot dogs that I have cut up. You can use any type of hot dogs that you want. I happen to be using the Little Smokies hot dogs. There's also Little Smoky Little Beanie Weenies, but these are actually Little Smoky hot dogs. So I will brown these a little bit. Let's turn my stove on. So we'll brown our hot dogs a little bit. And when my hot dogs brown, I'll be adding some diced onion. And then I will be also using these outdoor hoagie rolls, and I have those buttered. And I will broil these so we can brown them a little bit, toast them. So let's get this started. And I like to use the outdoor rolls because they hold up to things like chili dogs that have a little sauce to them, so the bun doesn't get soggy. So put a broil on those. We're going to put these in the oven while our hot dogs are cooking. And I did use a little oil in my pan to brown these. And again, I'm using these Little Smoky hot dogs. And I am not sponsored by any of these, not sponsored by any of these companies. These are just products that I happen to use for my particular recipes. But use the hot dogs and rolls of your choice. So we'll just keep moving these around. And I'll also be using, since these are Beanie Weenie cheesy hot dogs, I'll be using canned pork and beans. You can use canned beans of your choice, such as chili beans if you like, but that would make this a chili dog. I'm not making a chili dog. I'm just making easy Beanie Weenie cheesy dogs. So I am using pork and beans. I'll also be using some diced onion. And I will be using just a little bit of chili powder just to give it a little spiciness to it, but not making this into a chili dog because this is not the chili dog. And I love the smoky flavor of the Little Smokies hot dogs versus the regular hot dogs, but use the hot dogs of your choice. Okay, let's brown these. Keep an eye on your buns so that your buns do not burn. You just want to toast them a bit. So I've buttered them and put them on broil for just a few minutes. And into the skillet, I'm going to add my onions. And I like to use the pork and beans because the sauce, tomato sauce in there has a little sweetness to it. And just keep browning your cut up hot dogs. And I just cut them into bite-sized pieces. It just takes a few minutes to put together, not too long. And my rolls have toasted. I'll just put those to the side. And the buns will have a little crispness to it. It's a little soft and crispy and buttery. And I'll just keep on browning these. Like I said, this is a very hearty, easy, but it is hearty because you have your beans and your hot dogs that are cut up. Then you're going to add your cheese on top. And we are going to roll that again. I'll put the hot dogs back in the oven under the broiler for just a few minutes to melt our cheese. And you'll have a delicious weeknight meal. Comes together fast. Kids love it. Except be careful, this is not a dish that you would feed to little kids because these hot dogs are cut up in pieces. And you want to make sure that they're cut up in very fine, small pieces if you are feeding them to a little kid, like a toddler, so they can chew it up well. Now to this, we're going to add our pork and beans. Okay. And I'm going to add just a little chili powder. And this is a low sodium chili powder. Just a little bit. Not too much. But season it to your taste. Some may like more, some may like less. And we'll just cook this all together until this cooks down. We'll just cook it down. My friends, and I like to add a little extra seasoning to my beans, so I'm going to be adding a little bit of Mrs. Dash Original. And again, no, I'm not promoted by any of these companies. I'm going to add just a little extra onion powder. And if you're using just plain canned beans, say like pinto beans or whichever beans you like, you may want to add a little brown sugar to them. It's not necessary with these particular beans because they are already sweet. So what I'm going to do is taste these just to see what they're like. And so friends, I'm also going to add a little regular ketchup to the mix. There you go. Let's see what it tastes like now. Okay. Put that down. Okay, this will do it. And you can season this to taste. You can add more seasonings like more onion powder or garlic powder, whatever you like. Okay, so we'll turn this off. You should have it should look like so. You should have this thick consistency to it. Okay. There we go. So friends, here, I'm gonna take a hot dog and we're gonna fill it like so. And I'm lined a pan, and you can line your pan. It's not necessary to spray it because you're only going to have these in here long enough to melt your cheese. We'll set that aside. And here, friends, we have our hot dogs. So now we're going to add a little provolone cheese to each one of these. It's the little provolone, like so. And I'm going to add a little 4-state cheese. You can shred your own if you prefer. Just a little bit, just like so. And we're going to add a little mozzarella to the mix, just like so. Okay, friends, we're going to put these in the oven for just a few minutes and broil these. And remember, friends, whatever you make, from the simplest dish to the most elaborate dish, make sure that your main ingredient is love. Remember, whatever you do, friends, with your hands, do it with all your might. Okay. And again, friend, this was just a simple, cheesy Beanie Weenie hot dog, because that's kind of a tongue twister. All I used was hot dogs. I used rolls. I used some canned beans, cheese, a little ketchup, and I think Our meal is ready, friends. And here you have it. Easy, Beanie Weenie, cheesy hot dogs. So, friends, if you like recipes that are simple, easy, delicious, fulfilling, budget friendly, family friendly, beginner friendly, check out my YouTube channel at Miss Donzella Cooks for more easy, simple recipes. And thank you, friends, for watching. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much again, friends. Have a blessed day.